So great to have you, Akeria.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like you are one of the most, at least at this point in the season, one of the most slept on queens. Like, you are consistent, you are turning out looks, and just not getting that top spot for some reason.
For some reason, I just cannot figure out what their formula is that they're looking for. It's like, girl, I'm giving you everything that y'all asked for, but it's like, wake up. Like, what are y'all doing? Wake up.
Was that frustrating for you
Yes.
at this point in the season to have been like, oh, I've shown so much, yet it hasn't really, I haven't gotten that recognition yet?
Yes, because coming into Drag Race, you know, I was a pageant queen. So I would always know the formula as to the system that I was going to try to win that system. But coming to Drag Race, I knew who Akeria was. I knew what I could bring to the table. But being that when I was on Drag Race, it seemed like it wasn't being received the way I thought it would be. So it started to get frustrated because it started to make me question myself as Akeria, as my brand, and as the girl I thought I created.
What was the prep process for Drag Race like? You find out you're going on. What goes through your head? I'm assuming it's really intense. Working together all these looks.
It's very intense because, like, they give you just a general of what they want for the runway. It's just like, for instance, the orange category. It just simply says orange. So you have to dig deep and be creative. And it's like, it's hard because you're 11 seasons in. So it's like, what are you gonna do to stand out but still not do what everybody else has already did?
I think you've done a really good job standing out on the runway. For example, with the Orange Alert runway, we see so many feathers, and then you come out with your hair.
Just hair.
How did that one come about?
I work better under pressure, and my orange runway, honestly speaking, I didn't have a lot of money going into Drag Race because, for one, I had tickets from high school that we had to take care of prior to coming to the show. So most of my money actually went there. So when I got to the show, I had an idea of what I wanted to do with the hair, but when I started to make it, it wasn't enough hair. So I was like, wait, girl, need a plan B. So that's what happened. Like, I literally, the day of the runway, the day of the actual musical, I was making the wig part of the Orange Alert. Because it's actually a wig, and then I did a bodysuit, and I just attached hair along down the bodysuit so that to give the illusion that it was really, really long hair.
What was your favorite look of the 3 looks that you did on the Monster Ball? Which one are you most proud of?
I would say the spider, because I actually took pipes. There were like some plastic pipes, I'm not sure what they connect to, but they're just like this plastic pipe probably about this big around, and it had like little ridges in them. And so it was really, really long. It looks like it may be something to cover up cable cords or something. And I cut them up, and I made like the actual back piece and attached the legs and allowed myself to make legs and covered it with the same fabric that was on the dress. So I was proud of that because I really had put my time and effort in, and I thought it was, you know, going to really stand out, but the judges didn't think so.
We saw Suga and Ariel lip sync. What's the laugh for?
That lip sync there was definitely cringy.
Yeah, you gave Ariel a really good pep talk before she went out there, and then we all saw her fall. What was it like to kind of see that?
Well, I mean, the pep talk was because I know how stressful it can be on the show. Like, girl, it's stressful being on that show. It's not as easy. Look, people, it's not, Drag Race is not what you think it is. It's definitely not as easy as you think. All those times that you're sitting on the couch saying, girl, I can do that. Trust me. Get on the show, try to do it, and then talk to me about it. But so when Ariel knew she was in the bottom, or felt like she was going to be in the bottom, I felt like I needed to extend a hand to at least try to lift her up, going into something so even more stressful as far as having a lip sync for your life. Now, when she fell, I was like, girl, just take them shoes off. Like, take the shoes, I'll just start ripping stuff off. Like, once I knew I slipped that first time, okay, hey. Look, when I lip sync with the 6-way lip sync, my headpiece fell off, but it was like, girl, you gotta do what you have to do it sometimes.
Right, you just have to keep rolling with it and keep going.
Gotta keep fighting.
Yeah, tell me about that 6-way lip sync. The
I don't want to relive it.
6-way lip sync.
No, I'm just kidding. Girl, that 6-way lip sync was the scariest day of my life. Because as I'm standing there, my critiques actually, they didn't show all the critiques, of course, but my critiques weren't bad. In the challenge, I mean, yeah, of course we could have did better, and I could have referenced Ariana more, but being on the show, you don't think to lick a donut. Like, That's not what the first thing you think about. So when you're standing there and she says, Akeria, you all are gonna lip sync, and I'm thinking I have this fringe dress on, I have a fringe headpiece on, and most of these other girls have on leotards. What the hell am I about to do? Like, what could I possibly do to make myself stand out against Raja, who's probably gonna dance all over this stage, and Plastique, who's gonna do just what she did and whip that ponytail? I can't whip my headpiece. So it was like,
yeah, because you have to go through some pretty quick mental calculus. You're like, Rue probably wouldn't like it if my
headpiece.
Yeah, but how else am I gonna dance? How else am I gonna do this?
In that moment, because the first thing, and it was like when the lights happened and the music came up, the first thing I think was, well, girl, grab your dress. At least you can lift that up. So I grabbed my dress and I went for what I knew.
What do you remember that like went through your head while you were
Girl,
was it just a blur at this point?
It was a blur until I realized at the end, girls, fringe all over the stage, my hair's a mess, like I just got out of jail. Like, just don't send me home, Rue. Not like this. Like, it's too early. I can't.
Even with just like lip syncing against one other person, it's really hard to like look over and see what they're doing and try to like amp it up.
See,
now there's 5 other girls around
right.
you. How much are you able to like keep tabs on what they're doing, or are you just focusing on
Yeah, I don't try to keep tabs. Like, one thing I take from pageantry, I never focus on what another girl is going to do, because you allow yourself to get in your head and you start second guessing yourself on what you know you're great at. So yeah, I didn't have time to look at Miss Raja or Plastique or Sugar. That was none of my business. My focus was Rue and those judges. I need them to see me and me only. So whatever if I have to do a backflip and kick Silky in the head in the process, I was going to do it to stay and live another week. So
did you see any of the honey flailing around?
Oh no, that was none of my business, baby. All I knew, I went down what I do remember though is when I leaned backwards, I leaned on the lights, but see, you're in the moment, and I literally burned my neck on the lights of the stage. Oh. So it was like, ooh, wait, girl, get up. Wait, I'm smelling some burning. But other than that, no, I don't worry about other girls.
Another thing that we got was the Dream Girls. How did that name come about? Was that something that came out of Silky's mouth, your mouth?
No, Dreamgirls honestly wasn't planned. Like, I knew Silky from pageantry, and I saw Vangie around through pageantry. Mm-hmm. So when we saw each other on the show, we, just genuinely started to help each other. And it's something that came natural. So we would play around and like do different stuff as if we were the Dream Girls. And then one day the name just came about, we just ran with it. But it was never one of those things that we tried to force down anyone's throat, like,
we're a clique.
Yeah, right. We didn't want it to be like that situation. We just knew that if I needed advice on something, that I could go to Vangie or Silky, and it just happened like that.
Vangie and Silky both have such big characters,
huge personalities.
Yeah, on the show. What's something that we would be surprised to know about both of them that you got to know from spending all this time together?
Vangie has a huge heart. Mama is so sensitive in her core, she's so sensitive, and a lot of people don't realize it. Vangie will give you like the hair off her head if she had to. Literally. With Silky she's a big personality, but she's very intelligent. She's very, very intelligent, and a lot of people won't allow themselves to get to know that side of either one of them because they're so focused on them being the Vangie and loud and crazy Silky. So it's like, as I grew, I learned that Silky's honestly a big baby. Vangie's both big babies. Like, if anything, I would be like more of the voice of reason for both of them.
Since you're a dream girl and you got so close with Silky and Vangie, you had like a up close look at Vangie.
Girl.
Did you notice that was starting to sizzle before?
Listen, I'm a Pisces, so I noticed everything. Honey, I had saw the little chemistry at first, and I was like, yeah, it's some tea going on over there. I'm not going to say nothing quite yet. I'm just going to see how it plays out. Yeah, I definitely saw that coming, and then girl, I got so tired of hearing that. And it was like, at first, honestly, I thought it was like a convenience because they both were here, and it's like, you try to find something to, you know, ease your mind while you're here, but no, it was a genuine love between, well, I don't know if it was love, but puppy love, drag love, caca, whatever the hell it was. I'm sorry, whatever it was.
If you love that video, you're gonna love everything on the Access YouTube channel, so hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now. Thanks.